Most mortgage transactions are going to require an appraisal from a licensed appraiser that has no interest in the transaction. While an appraisal report can be subjective from one appraiser to the next, they're still considered a reliable source of valuation from an underwriter's perspective. Appraisal reports are going to include data from comparable sales within the immediate subdivision nearest to the subject property. If you're in a rural area, you can go out a little bit further, but the key is to find properties that have sold within the most recent 6 months that are most similar to the subject property and that are within a reasonable distance. The appraisal report includes all of these comparable sales on a grid and compares one to the next. So for example, if the property that you're purchasing is 2,000 square feet and one of the recently sold properties is 2,500 square feet, then you'll see an adjustment in the grid to account for that extra 500 square feet. These adjustments are made for square footage, for bed, bathroom count, for property condition, as well as lot size and any special amenities, like if there's a pool or maybe an outdoor kitchen. One of the biggest misperceptions of appraisal reports is how the square footage value is calculated. A larger property may have a lower price per foot than a smaller property because you have to account for the lot value. So if you have a 2,500 square foot on the same size lot as a 2,000 square foot house, then the 2,000 square foot house is going to have a higher price per square foot because the value of the lot is the same in both cases. Another common misperception is that the value of the property is going to be increased by making improvements to the property that are not necessarily updates. For example, if you need to replace the roof, it doesn't necessarily mean the value of that property is going up from an appraiser's standpoint because it's assumed that the property has a good roof as well as a good working HVAC, etc. Of course, this is going to make your home a little more appealing to a potential buyer, but it's not necessarily going to have a big impact on the actual appraised value. The items that most impact your value for an appraisal would be added square footage, updates to kitchens and bathrooms, or maybe upgraded flooring. Those types of things that make your house better than it originally was will definitely have an impact on the value. The last thing to keep in mind, when you convert, say, a garage to living square footage, you need to be sure and include HVAC, electrical. Remember that a garage conversion doesn't necessarily add to the square footage of the house unless you have that conversion permitted and there's HVAC running to that new garage conversion. If you have more questions about appraisals, reach out. I'm always happy to help.